It is amazing to think that we may witness a world in which all humanity has the basic living standards that we take for granted every day. But for me, the best part, I mean the really good stuff, are still the individual stories. In Yapala, just a few years ago, out of a community of 700 people, only 16 could read. 6 women and 10 men. And children sporadically attended this decrepit school building that is unsafe and that is made of mud and sticks. Today, Yapala has a new school for 150 students, and attendance is up for boys and for girls. Sitting in the front of one of those classrooms is Fusini Sakina, who reminds me a lot of Sierra. She is 9 years old. She lives with her parents, who are farmers, and 4 brothers. She is the youngest in her family. She loves to read, and she is one of the top students at Yapala Primary. She dreams of being a nurse one day, a life that was unimaginable just a few years ago, a life in which she can choose when to get married, how many children to have, a life in which she can give her family the food and medical treatment they need, a life in which her daughter can go to school. I don't need to stand here this morning and convince you to care. I know you do. But we need to stop being afraid to try. It is not a lack of compassion that keeps a fifth of our world living in abject poverty. It is a lack of action. I have shared my story with you in a hope that you will begin to learn that actions you take today and throughout your life will impact the course of civilization for generations. I will leave you with the words of an individual who grew up in a small community in rural Africa. He attended class every day in a one-room schoolhouse. And from these humble beginnings, armed only with his education and his dreams, he went on to change his community, change his country, and change the world as we know it. Some of you may be familiar with his story. His name is Nelson Mandela. And his views on poverty are clear. He once said that overcoming poverty is not a task for charity. It is an act of justice. Overcoming poverty can be achieved through the actions of human beings. It is unnatural. Sometimes it falls on a generation to be great. Sometimes it falls on a generation to be great. I believe that you can be that generation that our world so desperately needs. A generation of global citizens that is willing to open up their eyes, but more importantly, their hearts to all humanity. And accept responsibility for creating a world in which you want to live in. A world that you are proud to live in. Thank you.